growing. This was one of my seedlings that I grew last year. And so I saved the tubers. And here she is. Everything's growing really nicely. The dahlias are all going. We've got some beautiful echinacea in here. It's just like exploded. And it's just gorgeous. And then we have some Chinese forget-me-nots. Their electric blue is just beautiful. We didn't get a big harvest on our blueberries this year, but this was our first year. And they told us we might not get that many our first year. We're still trying to figure out the pH balance on these. This is some herbs. We've got basil and oregano and dill in here. And all my dahlias. Lilies. Some are getting ready to open. Some have already opened and they're about done. This bed had all the tulips in it. And now it's got alliums that are starting to open. We had them down here as well. Got more dahlias up here. Most of them have sprouted. We lost a few to rot because we've had so much rain. But looking pretty good. Then we've got a few more seedlings that are new this year that are opening. There's this one. And very similar to that one is this one. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one and a little bit darker pink. We've got snapdragons in bloom. The tomatoes are starting to grow. We got petunias. It's just really looking beautiful. Got a few hollyhocks that are ready to bloom. Carnations that are getting ready to bloom. Got bunches of sunflowers growing amongst the lettuce and the carrots. There's all my beautiful snapdragons. I've already cut a bunch. Gotta love cut and come again flowers. Some bells of Ireland. Here's the other side of this echinacea. Oh my gosh, I just love it so much. And some larkspur that's about at the end of its life. The zinnias are coming to life and they look beautiful. All kinds of different kinds in here, some from Floret. They're new breeders. I think I got precious metals. Then we've got white cactus and the Queen Lime series and Benary's giants, all kinds growing in here. Man, my husband and his 9 million tomatoes. They're just all over in there. And then over here, we have our little shade garden going on. Lots of pretty things blooming. We got some astilbe and some asters. And we got some Persian shield. The hydrangea's starting. And then my husband's got corn and beans and squash growing over there. We've got some more dahlias and some more sunflowers growing in here. And then back on the deck, it looks so lush. It just looks like a getaway. It's so pretty. We've got strawberries growing up there. All kinds of proven winners flowers. Plants, ferns, lilies, wisteria. I just feel so lucky right now. Everything looks so beautiful. All right, that's it for now. Beautiful Tennessee day here. A couple weeks later, the garden is just bursting with life. And it's miserable and hot out. I think today it was 94 with about 35% humidity, which is actually on the low side for us. And we have a lot of cleanup to do. We have some garden beds to clean out of spring plants that have had their time. It's time to replace the beds. Yeah, we've got to cull a lot of things, and we've got to harvest some food and cut some flowers, and got a lot to show you today. We've got some carrots to harvest. They're tiny, but they're ready.
Maybe not.
This is our first year growing food, so this is a learning as we go experience, just as the flowers have been and continue to be. We've had some successes and some failures so far with the food. Everything started great. I mean, we were able to get some beautiful plants in the ground, but I think we've let things go too long in the ground without pulling them. For example, we had some celery, which is over here, and we had a bunch of plants in there. And we had to remove some because they were growing, but the center was hollow. And so we figured that maybe, look at all those carrots, sorry. We figured that maybe we had planted too close together and they weren't getting enough water. So again, learning experience. And we sometimes aren't sure of what things are good for hot weather, what things need to be pulled. So we're trying to figure things out as we go and get better next time. So it's time to pull the carrots out. We're going to clean out this bed right here with the exception of the kale. And I think he's going to plant some corn in here. And we haven't decided what's going to go on the other side of the bed yet. That's all our carrots. And we have some more growing too, but from our succession planting, but that's exciting. Can't wait to taste one. Our echinacea is just mind-bogglingly beautiful. Every time I look at this, I'm just so thrilled. This is our second year growing this plant. Last year did not look anything like this, and it came back this year. And you can see the honeybees love it, the bumblebees love it. It's just so pretty. And we've got some begonias underneath that. Here's his potatoes. These are ready to come out. The foliage is dying back. His garlic's almost ready. Look at our petunias. This is what I've been waiting for. We've got a couple hollyhocks that are really budding up. I can't wait for them to open. I've never grown them before. This is the first year for these for me. Ooh, almost fell over the water. And we've got some black-eyed Susans and lilies in here. Some of the lilies have already opened. Some are getting ready to, and the black-eyed Susans are just getting buds on them. So that's going to be pretty. The majority of the dahlia plants that we either started from seed or were able to overwinter are starting to bud up, which is really exciting. Some of the new ones that we bought this year, we're not quite there yet. They're not to the point where they're budding up, but yeah, some of the new tubers that we bought this year, new varieties, they're not quite as far along as some of these other plants. So we don't have buds on a lot of them yet, but there's buds on all these ones that we either planted from seed or overwintered, yes. Let's see what else we got. Some more snaps. We cut quite a few of these for some bouquets. My oldest granddaughter was here visiting last week and she made her own bouquet. We'll post a picture of that up in here because she did such a good job. She cut all her flowers herself and then she designed a bouquet or a vase, and she did a really good job. His tomatoes are growing like crazy. We had no idea, and we grew way more than we need, and we're gonna
I didn't want to waste all the seedlings that you started.
Right.
So
But we have so many tomatoes.
14 tomato plants, 11 of them are in this planter right now.
Yes, and I don't even like fresh tomatoes. I love tomato sauce, which he's going to make some, and he's going to can some, and salsa. We're going to make some, but I don't even like fresh tomato. What we're going to do with all these, I don't know, but they're really looking good. They're not coloring up yet,
Can you get down?
but they're just looking,
They're coming in like
yeah, so good. We've got some really big ones down in here. These were the first ones I noticed that started growing. So many tomatoes. And then the zinnias are just looking so pretty. Oh, I have so many cool colors in here this year. and they're just looking great. I gotta cut some of these today. It's time. For those of you that don't know, zinnias are cut and come again, and so you cut these as much as they bloom when they're ready, and then that encourages branching out of the plants and more flowers. So you can tell when you wiggle one if it's ready or not. This one is ready. Let me see if I can find one that's not ready. Like this one, it's way more bendy when you wiggle it. So that's how you know when to cut. But they're just gorgeous.